talks about life scene at Canyon Take 3.
So you always hear with projects that you make 3 movies, the writing, the shooting, and then the editing. And I know Hard Sun evolved quite a bit from the writing stage. Do you feel like that is a result of having a limited budget, or is there a way to make the final product match what the director originally envisioned, or do you feel like that's just a part of the game?
I don't think it's ever exactly what anybody imagined. I think the bigger your budget, the closer you can get to that. The smaller the gap is. But basically, let's say the director doesn't write the script, so you have a writer who writes a script, who has something in their mind. Then it goes to a director, and the director takes that script and has their own creative ideas of what it's about. And you hear stories all the time about battles between writers not wanting their name on a project because it's totally not what they envisioned and things like that. And so then the director has an idea in his head based off the script, and then it goes to production, and now every single person has their own ideas. Every actor has their own ideas. The art department and the DP and everybody, and hopefully they're all making those decisions to make the best film that they can. Mm-hmm. And then you put on top of that like logistical things about locations and things like that. If you have a huge budget and you're building a set on a stage, then you can usually get the set to look exactly like you envision. But if you're using practical locations and stuff, then you gotta tweak things. Time limit, all kinds of things change during production. And then you get into post, and you have an editor who's, in an ideal situation, the editor was not involved in the production process at all. Mm-hmm. So they can look at it with fresh eyes and cut the film based on their own feelings and expertise and stuff like that. And then the director will work with them. So each of those 3 processes is kind of like its own compartment. Mm-hmm. Where things change. And I think usually it's for the better. When you get into post, there's always that moment where you're like, shit, what did we do? And like the first cut of Hard Sun was 3 hours long. And I remember because we put everything that we shot in there. And then I cut it down to, I think, 1 hour 45, maybe 2 hours, something. We showed a longer version, and I just remember afterwards, James and I and Steven were just like, what? We're screwed. Like, this isn't a movie. We're not going to release it. Yeah. And then I went back in and hunkered down and killed all my babies and cut a lot of stuff out. And now the runtime is like 94 minutes and, played in festivals and won awards and stuff. So yeah. It's definitely a process that they talk about in post, finding the film. That's really, you have the script and then you shoot it and it's chaos and it's a blur. And then you kind of decompress, and then you get into post, and that's really where you find the film. You find the heart of the film and the tone and all of that.
Yeah. So finally, since we're running out of time, what advice would you have for aspiring directors?
I think the best advice I can give to directors, especially first-time directors, is just to go and do it. We shot those films for nothing, and everybody told us we were crazy, but we did them, and they're out, and they're making money, and moving us on to the next things. It's like nowadays with the cameras and with all this, like, there's no excuse. And I know a lot of directors who do short after short after short, and it's not moving their career forward. And for just a little bit more time and a little bit more money, you can shoot a feature, and there's actually a chance to make money on it. And investors love when you make money, because then they come back and they're like, great,
Take more of my
yeah,
money.
what's the next one? When are we doing the next one?
Yeah.